ओम ओम सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। ओम सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तावत्रय विनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नुमः। निगमकल्पतरोर्गलितं फलं सुखमुखादमृतद्रवसंयुतं पिबत भागवतं रसमालयं मुहुरहो रसिका भुवि भावुकाः। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं। समस्तदेवताभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो नमः। श्रीब्रह्मविद्या आचार्येभ्यो नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराण आचार्येभ्यो नमः। परब्रह्मणे महाविष्णवे ब्रह्मणे सनकादिमुनिभ्यो नारदाय वेदव्यासाय शुकब्रह्मर्षे सूतमहामुने शौनकादि ऋषिभ्यो अत्र्यादि ऋषिभ्यो प्रह्लादादि भक्तजनेभ्यो मत्स्यादि अवतारेभ्यो नमः। दुर्गालक्ष्मी सरस्वती सर्वपुण्ये नमः। दक्षिणामूर्ति ग्रीवादिगुरुभ्यो आदिशङ्कराचार्यवर्यादि गुरुभ्यो नमः। माता पितृदेवताभ्यो नमः। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। ओम श्री कृष्ण परब्रह्मणे नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराणम् एकादश स्कन्धः मुक्तिर्हित्वा अन्यथा रूपं स्वरूपेण व्यवस्थितिः। अथ विंशोऽध्यायः। श्रीभगवानुवाच Salutations to Lord, to the Guru Parampara. Straight away let us take chapter 20 chanting from Shri Bhagawanuvacha. योगास्त्रयो मया प्रोक्ताः नृणां श्रेयो विधित्सया ज्ञानं कर्म च भक्तिश्च नोपायोऽन्योऽस्ति कुत्रचित्। निर्विण्णानां ज्ञानयोगः न्यासिनां ह्य कर्मसु तेषु अनिर्विण्णचित्तानां कर्मयोगस्तु कामिनां। यदृच्छया मत्कथादौ जातश्रद्धस्तु यः पुमान् स न निर्विण्णो नातिसक्तः भक्ति योगोस्य सिद्धिदः। तावत् कर्माणि कुर्वेत न निर्विद्येत यावता मत्कथा श्रवणादौ वा श्रद्धा यावन्न जायते। स्वधर्मोऽस्तु यजन्यज्ञैः अनाशी काम उद्धवा न याति स्वर्गनरकौ यद्यन्यन्न समाचरेत्। अस्मिन् लोके वर्तमानः स्वधर्मस्थो नघः शुचिः ज्ञानं विशुद्धमाप्नोति उभयं तत् असाधकम्। न नरः स्वर्गतिं काङ्क्षेत् नारकीं वा विचक्षणः नेमं लोकं च काङ्क्षेत देहावेशात् प्रमाद्यति। एतद्विद्वान् पुरा मृत्योः अभवाय घटेत सः अप्रमत्त इदं ज्ञात्वा मर्त्यमप्यर्थसिद्धिदं छिद्यमानं यमैरेतैः कृतनीडं वनस्पतिं खगः स्वकेतमुत्सृज्य क्षेमं याति हि अलम्पटः। अहोरात्रैश्छिद्यमानं बुद्ध्वायुर्भयवेपथुः मुक्तसङ्गः परं बुद्ध्वा निरीहः उपशाम्यते। नृदेहमाद्यं सुलभं सुदुर्लभं प्लवं सुकल्पं गुरुकर्णधारं मयानुकूलेन नभस्वतेरितं पुमान् भवाब्धिं न तरेत् स आत्मा। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम श्री कृष्ण शरणं मम। श्री भागवत शरणं मम। श्री सद्गुरु शरणं मम। श्री सूत शरणं मम। श्री शुकदेव शरणं मम। श्री व्यास शरणं मम। श्री नारद शरणं मम। श्री कुमार शरणं मम। श्री ब्रह्मा शरणं मम। श्री विष्णु शरणं मम। श्री परब्रह्म शरणं मम। श्री कृष्ण शरणं मम। शरणं मम शरणं मम। श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva, Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare, Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Om Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langhete Girim Yat Krupatamaham Vande Paramananda Madhavam Swarge Satye Cha Kailase Vaikunte Nastyam Ratha Atha Pipantu Sadbhagyaham Amamunchada Karhichita Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Shri Krishna Parabrahmane Namaha Srimad Bhagavata Mahapuranam Ekadasha Skandha Muktirhitva Anyatha स्वरूपेण व्यवस्थितिः अथ विंशोऽध्यायः श्रीभगवानुवाच Salutations to the God, to the Guru Parampara. Are you able to listen? Skype, is it okay? Is the sound picture okay? Skype, somebody please repeat. O- Okay. Two things. First one is, now you remember what's the capacity of we, the human beings, that how many times we listen from gurus, we study ourselves shastra, still the clarity is not there. In the understanding itself, if the clarity is not there, then when will we be able to change our path or track from the binding worldliness to the liberating spirituality? Why we are saying this is that is how the evolution takes time, it is slow. And the human life, with so many of temptations, attractions around, with so many vasanas brought from so many lives, it is almost next to impossible for a person to immediately or quickly get convinced about, get clear understanding about the ultimate goal path, and also the ability to do sadhana, wherein the sacrifice of all the things is expected. Always remember, we are sadhakas, we also struggle. Everybody is sadhaka, everybody is struggling. So never underestimate anyone because of few mistakes they do. It's a huge task, it's a huge struggle to be able to mold our inner personality, which is so much stuck up in the materialism and worldliness. And sadhana spirituality, whether you call it swarga, whether you call it salokya, whether you call it brahmagnanam, all of them are not seen in front, not shown also. So to be able to reject the sukha bhoga which are so clearly experienced, and to be able to have faith and pursue that path and that goal which is nowhere seen, not to see. It's only when you reach there you will be able to believe it. It's to see, you have to see to believe it, as it is said, to be able to focus on that, that too consistently. Imagine how much struggle that particular jiva, even after becoming sadhaka from samsari, will have to go through. Everyone is like that. Therefore, for us, when we are struggling in sadhana, we should take the help of the Guru as well as God to be able to rise above this and go towards it. And that's why every Shastra or in every of the Grantha, we see along with the Jnanam given, the Shishya, Guru, both of them together, pray to that infinite, powerful God to guide us, to bless us, to protect us, to empower us, to put us on right path, to remove the negativity, etc. For us. So too, when others are trying even little of sadhana, by no means we should discourage them or disturb them or trouble them. Do you trouble your child who is studying to get good marks or pass? No, you silently maintain, you encourage that fellow to you do the facilities. So for getting few marks extra, he has to work hard and he struggles and you help him to be able to come out of the bandhana, which is from so many millions of lives. If somebody is trying to get into liberation, how much we have to protect that person, take care of that person, show that concern, encourage. Because after going through so many of Shastras, effort to sadhana, then only these facts are known. Because how much struggle we are doing, and yet neither Deha, nor Mana, nor Indriyas, none of them come into our control. अरे कभी कभी तो लगता है कि छोड़ ही दो ये साधना become like other people being worldly, at least some bhoga and sukha of the world is coming. But then the inner, evolved, matured Jiva, who is under protecting shelter of Guru God because he said, I am surrendering to you, again realizes, Nay Baba, let us do sadhana. Today's first thought is that the first sympathize with anyone in whatever level they are doing sadhana, and whatever their name, in whichever religion, whatever, let them do. May you grow in that. Ourselves also, let us aim highest, and yet know that we also evolve slowly. Same time, evolution is slow, aim is highest, but the effort and struggle should be increased as much as possible. If it is day by day, or month by month, whatever the way, we should can intensify our sadhana. ये अपने हाथ में है. If can't intensify, at least don't allow it to become diluted. At least whatever we are doing, let that be continued. First is this. And on the basis of same thought development, the second point is what? Ki this mind is such a funny thing. It cannot means cannot try understand the goal and means of spirituality in one go. It forgets. So many times we listen, forget. Uddhava, all of us like that Arjuna. It's not that Arjuna, when he heard Gita, that first time he attended a satsang. Are? It's not Uddhava is listening first. No, they went through hundreds of times. Okay. Second is what? For putting us on the Adhyatmic sadhana consistently, what is required is the clear understanding at every step. Read carefully. Like in the world also, what happened? Uh, in the primitive age, everybody were in the life of barbarianism, just like that. But one of them thought for better sukha, and slowly he started killing animals through weapons. Earlier, वो भी जानवरों की तरह उनके ऊपर पाउंस करके मारते थे. They used to do literal dvandva yuddha with the animal, kill them and eat. Later on, they just became little intelligent. They started discovering weapons. Then later on, eating the raw instead of that, somehow they discovered the fire and they started cooking and eating. Now, what's happening there? In the outer evolution of sukha and comforts, unsatisfied with the present state among the masses, when one tried for the higher and better uh, comfortable life, he discovered some principle. He shared it with others. Others adopted it. Then everybody started growing in their outer comforts, outer happinesses. Is it not? Somebody made a hut. Everybody observed and found, "Arey, it looks good to protect from the what do you call the winds and rains and all." Everybody started making. Somebody were made some clothes, even maybe out of the bark of the tree, etc. They were cozy, then others followed. Then somebody discovered a clothing through some cotton, others followed. You understand? If this is all external materialism, may jivas or human beings, one put effort, shares with others, everybody. In the same way, when the question came about the final ultimate goal as well as final ultimate happiness and bliss, those who this way researched and found for themselves in experience and gave to us the wisdom, they are called Rishi. Those writings or those discourses are called the Shastra. Just like we have physical sciences discovered by the physical scientists, adding to the outer comforts of us. So too the spiritual scientists, rishis, have discovered the spiritual science to give us the inner maturity, inner comfort. What happens at one lower level? This is a higher comfort better than this. To believe that also we have a doubt that there is something existing. What I am living in is the best comfortable. There's nothing greater than this. This is how 99.9% minds work. That 0.1% only somehow gives ear to the person who has seen the higher and telling that beta, this is something better than that. And that one only pursues, one only accepts and understands that what you said is right, then let me also get it. Even to accept that there is something higher itself takes time, because that, as we say in Sanskrita, that word, most of us live the life of kupastha manduka vritti, the frog in a well. It thinks this is the whole world for it. It never accepts if you say there is a lake, or there is a pond, or there is even a river, there is a huge infinite ocean. In that also, like you, the frog, yeah, thousand times bigger than you, the whales and seals are there. It will laugh at us because it is in that walls only. Not only that frog, the generations of the frogs. That frog, when it is told that there is something called a bigger river or anything, it goes and consults the co-frogs that are there. All of them put together laughed to this fish or frog coming from the ocean. It came from ocean or a river, and it was telling them, तुमने ये देखा, मैंने वो भी देखा, इससे बड़ा वाला है. वहां जाएंगे तो ज्यादा फ्रीडम, ज्यादा बढ़िया. These fellows never listen. But this fellow goes on coaxing, telling, among those thousand frogs, one frog one time may give a chance. चलो इतना बोल रहा है, चिल्ला रहा है, let us see. Yeah, I'll go and see. And really, when he comes and sees, you can't compare that size of river and this well. This much well, it is so small. In that river, there are thousands of wells put together. In the same way, all our minds, ida pancha indriya jivana, mano jivana se atita, there is a life beyond the senses, beyond the nama rupa, beyond the individuality, beyond the duality, beyond the modifications, beyond the jadata. There is something. Even to believe that we, the people of frogs of the well, first of all, we don't even give a ear. You understand? Even the life of discipline, life of hard work, even that people don't believe for a long period of time. Then only comes the life of values. Then only comes the life of accepting the presence of the Lord, then doing the Upasana service to Him, then finally discovering that He absolutely is the ultimate truth, which is all pervading, and it is not to, therefore, obviously, it is me. Therefore, so many shastras, therefore, so many gurus, therefore, the need of so many times we are going on attending the classes, going on listening, listening, listening. Then only little by little enters into us. So, here, why I gave this introduction today, not to waste time, but in this, the 20th chapter also, it is experienced expert Bhagavan Krishna. Listen carefully, who is at the peak level of being one with the Brahma Tattva, seeing we the Jivas, he is guiding us through this path to reach to that. First of all, we have to be little better than the totally Kupastha Manduka, where we believe that river fish or the frog which has come from ocean and also its words. Then only whatever guidance direction he is giving. Remember, he is giving full direction with all conviction, with all the goodwill only as to how to jump out of that well and slowly hop toward that big river. He is guiding honestly, sincerely. There's no doubt in him. But this frog fellow only, he jumps and can't jump and he falls in water of well. He says that is not possible. Sometimes he jumps out of, but again he gets frightened and comes back into the well. Sometimes he moves some 10-20 meters, again he comes back. पता नहीं अगर ऐसा कोई चीज है ही नहीं तो this also I lost, that is no, nothing is there, then it will be very bad. Therefore, no, I'll go back. Now, Indian through this struggle or this travel of this frog of the water, more than the effort of that frog of that well, the effort is that of the frog of the ocean, who goes on inspiring, who goes on trying to convince, who goes on giving logics, examples. अरे बाप रे, उनका मेहनत इससे 10 100 गुना ज्यादा होता है. And that joy of what he is showing, will be experienced by the frog of the well when he reaches there. And after that, I tell you, he cannot have any words to express the gratitude, not for showing the path. Path is always there, but the effort put by that Guru frog to guide, to convince, to push us to withstand all the insults we give, all the doubts we express. ये सब के लिए आप उनको कृतज्ञता नहीं कर पाते हो. Then we ask, hey Guru, I insulted you, troubled you so much. Now I reached out. Tell me how I can reciprocate, though I know it can't be. Guru said, same thing you do with the next batch of frogs. You go and bring another frog fellow. Now we understand the struggle of all the saints and sages right from the beginning of creation. Not only they reached their self, but they were absolutely selfless. They took work and they took the only work of helping we, the frogs of the well, to reach to that infinite ocean. So the frog in the well is we, the jiva, identified only with this dehendriya manobuddhya. And the oceanic frog or fish is the guru, who is the one who is experiencing the Lord or the self, which is all pervading. So this itself, for how many lives you have to live, listen that it will get registered in us. Get registered. First registry, like in Indian setup, mein, employment exchange, mein, you have to register that you are a graduate or 10th pass. Then somehow when the jobs are there after 4, 5, 10 years, the notifications come. We've all gone through that, all that. है ना? All 30, 40 years back. 10th पास होते ही एम्प्लॉयमेंट एक्सचेंज में नाम लिखवाना, so that any class 4 or class 3 job comes. Then degree होते ही again you give this and update it. Then any government post of anything comes up, they offer or there will be exams you can do. To get registered, to give that example, I said, to get registered that there is a probability of a higher life. After registering, then all the enquiry team, that is it really there? Then how it is better than this? Unless you are convinced, and human being's mind, unless is convinced that that is better than this, it will not leave this. Because I'm comfortable. Hai. So why don't people come to satsang? Not that they hate it. Not at all. None of them have that feeling. एक आध को छोड़कर किसी को. But the only thing is they are comfortable wherever they are. If at all little discomfort is there, they have their own techniques to remove that discomfort and find comfort there itself. That's why they don't feel like even exposing to such satsangas and shastras, which indicates about a truth which is realized after thousands of lives of conscious, effortful evolution. General people I am talking. Among them, few are the ones who little matured jivas they are, who slowly get interested in them. Out of fear in the beginning, out of confounding, confusion, doubt in the beginning, but this all continues. The reality about the world we cannot give up easily, and the reality about Paramatma we cannot catch easily. It takes time, time, time. So, in this particular 20th chapter, Bhagavan Krishna, we are taking him as the one who reached there and is showing us the path. Use as much intellect as you want to thoroughly understand every aspect and slowly practice as per your conviction. But do two things. One, ensure that you are on the path. Two, yes, consciously you are putting some efforts to put steps 1, 2, 3, 4, moving ahead. This much we do. How much or long the distance may be, one reaches it. Clear? Now that is question I will not repeat what Uddhava asked. He said, what about the Vidhi Pratisheda? About the Gunadosha. They are all given in the Shastra only. Bhagavan will explain it at the end. But before he is giving a complete picture of a human jiva, human being, for whom there is a possibility of highest evolution as to how he should travel. And these explanations given by Bhagavan Krishna are like such a wonderful that mother, केला हो या चावल हो ऐसे नरम बना के हजम इजी होने के लिए बच्चों को कैसे खिलाती है, लाइक दैट भगवान कृष्णा इज टेलिंग. What we have to do is just literal meaning understand, use little intellect, see what is indicated in that, get convinced about it, have faith in it, keep moving. So, in this regard, we saw yesterday already the four shlokas very exhaustively. Mean four, all the four. Fourth one we touched a little bit, but the three were exhaustively seen. So, what is said? Bhagavan is there. Second, he is there only to indicate Shreyas for us. And to indicate and to take us to that Shreyas, the ultimate good. What is that yesterday I explained day before we saw? Again, don't ask me. He said, I am the one who has laid these three paths for you, yogas for you. Why he did, how he did? Because he is Bhagavan. He is Bhagavan, all capable, therefore he can do, he did it. Being Bhagavan, he is the Lord of all of us, we are all his children, therefore, out of his love and concern for us, he did it. अपने तरफ से कर सकते हैं इसलिए उन्होंने किया, मतलब इन तीन मार्गों को बनाया. और हमारे तरफ से हम सबके वो प्रिय है, श्रेयोभिलाषी हैं, और ही इज द वन who considers all of us as children, rather we are his children, therefore he is. Why the father takes care of children? Because he can take care and he loves the children because they are his children. And you can never have any doubt. Whatever doubt you have, the father will laugh at you. अरे मेरे बच्चे हैं, मैं कर सकता हूँ, मैं कर रहा हूँ, पागल है क्या तुम? So to enter universe is his children. He can do it. He is doing. As he gave the material things outside, as I told you, for few of those, not everyone, few of, who want to reach to the ultimate and highest and permanent, he has said कि these three. Like so many low level government jobs, private jobs, clerk, बहुत सारे हैं. But to come to the class 1, group 1, only few are there. Jobs are few. The competition is very tough. The interview also are very tough. Therefore, few only. In the same way, the spiritual sadhana is the highest, ultimate, liberating. Therefore, the seekers will be less only. But जितने भी हो उनके लिए मैंने तीन मार्ग दिया. So, what are the things to be understood? Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga are three margas given by the Lord. There is no fourth given by the Lord for reaching the Shreyas. And who is deserving what yoga? It was explained. So, Karmasu Nirvindanam Nyasinam Jnana Yoga. We have exhaustively explained. And then Anirvindanam Kaminam Karma Yoga. Karma Swanirvindana, and still they have a lot of kamana. They have not risen above that. That maturity has not come to them. They have not become that much contemplative or inquiry oriented. They were still they want the objects of the world. So through them, first dharmika karma, then Ishvara upasana yukta karma, then through karma yoga, he'll be slowly taken to the next level for the evolution. Third one is what? Not so much attached like the kami, not so much nyasi like the one who deserves the jnana marga, but in between stage as well is a natural inclination for listening to Bhagavan's katha, etc. To such person, the bhakti marga is given. Okay. What Jnana Yogi does, because he's not interested in the karma phala, etc., he just always in closed eyes, inquiring about inside only what drama is happening. Even when he opens the eyes and looks at the world outside, he understands the world is continuously changing, and the changing world is always based on some changes substratum. He is always in search of the changeless substratum. One day he recognizes and he focuses on that only. He knows the changeless substratum and the changing appearances he enjoys. He knows water, he enjoys the waves. Jnani. He knows the gold, he enjoys the ornaments. He is not caught by the ornament, forgetting the gold. Hmm. So, what Karma Yogi does? All desire fulfillment does through Dharmic Margas of his own work in the world, as well as the higher worlds or higher bhoga, or which we can't give but only Lord can give. Through the Upasana Yajna Yaga, he does it. Later on, he'll be guided for from personal selfish action to the action in which others also served. Then into the action of worshipping the Lord. Earlier also worshipping, but for his own sake. Slowly he is introduced into Karma Yoga. Effort of Karma Yoga's purpose is to purify Antakarana from that too many of the Kamanas and get that Nirveda. And what Bhakta does? Always Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atmanivedanam. One or the other of these only he is involved. To this Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yogi क्या होता है? Because of the strength of his faith, Parabrahma Brahmatma only takes the shape of or form of his own Ishtadeva avatar Upasdeva, then he takes him to that own loka and ultimately gives Ayuchya. That's what we read all Puranas, and we have to have faith in them. Do it, you will also. So that Karma Yogi becomes Antakarana Shuddha, becomes fit for Bhakti and Jnana. Jnana Yogi through the inquiry reaches truth. Bhakti Yogi through Bhakti, he will be taken care, Yogaksham Vahamyaham, he will be taken into the higher world, Salokya Mukti, and he is ultimately given the oneness with the Paramatma, Sayuchya. This is how we have to consciously live to lift ourselves. Other than this karma yoga, bhakti yoga, jnana yoga, क्योंकि ज्ञान योग में परमात्मा के बारे में निर्गुण कर्म भक्ति योग में परमात्मा के बारे में सगुण इफ द पर्सन माइंड इज नॉट ओरिएंटेड टू देम व्हाट इज हिज माइंड लाइक द वर्ल्ड इज देयर इन दैट ऑल वस्तुस आर देयर आई मस्ट गेट देम आई मस्ट भोग एंजॉय देम सो आई एम हियर ओनली टू डू द भोग ऑफ देम सो आई ट्राई टू गेट इट if I don't get it by simple efforts I beg then I borrow then I steal if it is not given I'll kill and take. So this is how the human, the animal, the demonic Rakshasas will be created in the heart if these three goals are not taken up. Bhakti karma jnana के द्वारा जीवन नहीं जिएंगे. So this is how we fall. Now another thing, see these are all unwanted but touch kar raha hu. Population is growing, desires are growing, but the earth is not growing. Earth will not grow, no? उतना ही रहेगा. Now sources, resources cannot be increased there. Then what will happen? Demand is more, supply is less. What do? We naturally we take from others by killing them. All that. That's how the Bhautikvada ultimately leads to Pashavikata as well as Rakshasatva. The only way is what reduce your dependency. Now the height of Vedanta, I tell you, which we'll never understand, still I share, you need the all bhoga of the Jagat only when you are Dehendriya Manabuddhi. For survival also, for enjoyment. But when I discover I am the Atma Vastu, I am not Dehendriya Manabuddhi. Therefore, I don't need any of the Vastus of the Jagat, then I am not a competitor. And because of me, the Prakriti is not disturbed or troubled. That doesn't mean Atma Jnani will not eat food and he will die. You understand? He will only minimum. If that Atma Jnani is also yogi, only through Sukshma Panchabhuta Tanmatra only, he will survive. If he is a higher yogi of the ascended order, he says, I don't even need body. I will be in the astral form. I will be in the subtle form. And I will do the functioning of guiding the jivas toward the ultimate. Like that, the hundreds and thousands of saints and sages are there without even deha. They are not a competitor to the world. I'm telling the height of spirituality, how it this way also benefits. This I'm telling in contrast with if we are not practicing spirituality, when we are Bhautikvadi, not only we destroy ourselves, we destroy the nature and world. Not only that, we destroy each other also. This we are saying what will happen in the long run. So that right now only we change the course of our life from Bhautikata to Adhyatmikata. That is why Bhagavan also told us your real Shreyas is only in yoga, not bhoga and roga. So I gave you these three yogas. Follow and reach the ultimate Shreyas. Ultimate Shreyas is identifying with that one common principle which is beyond every expression of Rupanam. The substratum, the truth, the reality. At that level, the entire world is not there, that gross world. Therefore, nothing of the world is required. The Indriyadi are not there, therefore, world is not required. In the truth, the world is not there. Therefore, neither desire for world be there, nor fear of the world be there. Morning we saw all the three. You know, all the three will go away. The shoka dukkha will go away, the bhaya will go away, kamana will go away. Wonderful shloka, Mandukya Upanishad. Clear? So these three visa. Yoga strayo mayo prokta, nunam shreyo vidisaya, jnanam karma cha bhaktischa, nopayonyosti kutrachit. Then nirvinanam jnana yoga nyasinam, karmasu, teshu anirvana chittanam, karma yoga tu kaminam. Then yadruchaya matkathatau jata shraddha tu yapumana, saha na nirvinanati saktaha, bhakti yoga asya siddhidaha. Clear? These three are one set. Now, how we have to do each of these three yogas? What is the connection between them? Which is the one to be done in the beginning, and where we have to stop it and jump into the next one? This clarity should come to us. So, Lord on the phone, like or the Google, is guiding us. Take left, take right, go straight, go this. In the same way, Bhagavan is guiding us through Bhagavata. We have to just walk in that path, as told. Then we will see that beautiful light of lights, the infinite self, in due course of time. Now, the fourth mantra, which just explained yesterday, from here, sadhana to be done starts. First, understand theory clearly. This is Tavat karmani kurvita na nirvidyeta yavata smatkatha shravanadau va shraddha yavanna jayate. Now, tavat karmani kurvita. Till that time, one must continuously do the karma, of course, in the spirit of karma yoga. Till that point. Till what point, sir? Nirvidyata yavatana. Till he gets nirveda completely. Now, we'll talk about this only for 3-4 minutes. Why Nirveda? Because through Nirveda, after Nirveda only, he becomes fit for Jnana Marga, and in the Jnana only, the absolute truth is discovered. After which, the delusion and the delusion created world disappears, which was enchanting us and binding us till then. तब तक मुक्ति नहीं होगा फिर ज्ञान से परमात्मा को जानने तक मुक्ति नहीं होगा इसको तो आप जोर से पकड़ लेना. But to get that jnana, we have to walk in the path of jnana. Already it was said that jnana marga is for those who have nirvinnata, who are nyasin. So to get through that nirvinnata, nirvedata, disinterestedness, desirelessness or detachment, till that time we have to do the karma. Therefore, karma is to be done to get out of karma bandhana. Karma is not to get into more and more karma bandhana. So that type of attitude in doing the karma, that type of preparation, attitude, wisdom while doing the karma, because of which same karma, instead of binding us, if it is liberating, that in Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan called as yoga karmasu kaushalam. Same thing is called as buddhi yoga. Clear the words? Now what is said in Gita here, you have to match. Now, how do we do? Only one thing. I want Paramatma. What said by my Guru. With the faith of that, only that we will be able to give up the desires of the world. Then only the karma can be made into karma yoga. Then these karmas, which were forcing us to activity because of asana, slowly through karma yoga, we slowly become nirvinna one day. Again, it's choice. There are three choices. One is choice of having the information. Second, after gaining the information also, the choice to do the karma to get the nirveda or to do the karma to get into more and more karma bandhana. Let us recognize that. Then only we become responsible. Unless we become responsible, take responsibility. We as a samsari from samsara, we cannot become a sadhaka and we cannot do sadhana, we will never get siddhi. It is me. I am to be ready first to get the information about the jnana marga for the moksha, and that is for the nirvinna people, and that nirveda will come only when we do the karma in the karma yoga form. After knowing also whether I do accordingly and get nirvana and get jnana and get moksha, or I only get tempted by more and more vastus of the world, and there's no end to the karmas, kamya karmas, and the karma phala of the karmas, endless it is infinite. Millions of millions, even if it is not over in that Srushti, another Srushti will be there, again the karma. And what type of desire, what are the objects which are going to come after 10 year, 20 year, you don't know. Just like what are here, you never knew 20 years back that they were here. 20 साल पहले जो 40 पहले तो नहीं सोचा था कि ऐसा होगा. अब आगे आगे क्या हमको लालच में डाला है, वस्तुएं आएंगे, उसका कोई अंत नहीं रहेगा. It goes on enchanting things like any aspect. Eatables, million types of new eatables comes. Picture, TV, cinema, entertainment, thousand times will come. Sports, 100 varieties will come. Bhoga, thousands. There is no end to the Maya. In one, when he says, "I will finish all of them and come to spirituality," he will never be able to because they won't end. जैसे पूरे मैं मूंगफली खाकर मैं साधना करूंगा, इट इज इम्पॉसिबल. बाय द टाइम यू फिनिश ईटिंग मूंगफली, द न्यू क्रॉप ऑफ मूंगफली केम. इज इट नॉट? अब उसको खाते बैठो फिर से आएगा वो. दिस इज एडेड विजडम वी हैव टू add ourselves. Then slowly shift our attention from karma karma phala to karma yoga nirveda jnana moksha. Without jnana moksha will not be. Without nirveda you can't pursue the jnana. Without doing karma yoga you will not get nirveda. And why you have to do karma? Because you are forced. You are in that mood of rajoguna agitation. Secondly, if you don't do karma, you will become like a stone lazy fellow, which is worse than kamya karma. Kamya karma mein vyakti kam se kam to fulfill his kamana is working, no? If you don't do that karma, become lazy like stone, huh? We are a burden to the society. It's not a human at all. The first point of human being is to work for his own living, first of all. Then living comfortably, then working for others, then working for the spirituality, and that you have to work out. Is it clear? Tavat karmani kurveta ya nirvideta yavata. Another twist is what here? If the nirveda has not come regarding the karma, kartrutva, karma phala, don't leave the karma because you will fall into the trap of agar bhoga or tamoguna. We have to bind ourselves. Like Krishna tells this and he goes away. It is I who have, like the mother and father tell, beta बैठ कर पढ़ो तुम 2 घंटे उठना नहीं. They tell him it is his job whether he really sits studies to hours or with by the time they go he puts off the books, so keeps away and starts entertaining himself. उसके हाथ में. So to Krishna tells and goes, but I have to sit quietly and think about it, come to my own decision. That I should not allow myself to become lazy like a stone. I should become fit for moksha. Moksha is through jnana. Jnana can enter into me the deepest levels only when I am no more extroverted or agitated. Why will I? How will I stop extroversion agitation? When the nirveda happens to me, and how to achieve the sthiti of nirveda? How to strike the balance? Do the karma, but not for the phala. Is it not? By that, what happens? That situation is created, which I explained logically yesterday. When I do karma for my own phala, that becomes vasana, that becomes desire. I keep on pushing myself, will push myself to do the kamya karma. There's no end to that. But when I'm doing karma for the world or the Lord or the totality, not for me, the phala is not for me, then what's happening? A secret happens there. What is that? Desire and fulfillment of desire is not necessary. That revelation happens. That thing gets revealed. That's the secret. What we need to survive is necessity. It is not a desire. Do you think the animals have desires of eating, sleeping, mating? No, they're not desires. They're the necessities of survival. For you and me also, what is required for survival, they are not desires, they are required. That will be told in the future shlokas. Beautiful, all of that topic will come. Then, as we are doing work for the totality or the God, for not for ourselves, what we discover the secret is kamya, kama karma is not required. Once you understand it, automatically from other side another signal comes. बेटा अब तुम अपने कर्म फल के लिए काम नहीं कर रहे हो, टोटलिटी के लिए कर रहे हो, अपने लिए नहीं कर रहे हो. तो टोटलिटी किया, अब जो किया काफी है, अब यू आर क्वालिफाइड फॉर द ज्ञान मार्ग, बिकॉज दिस इज व्हाट इज कॉल्ड एज निर्वेद, where you are not working for yourself. When I work for myself, I have all desires in me. But when I work for total, not for me, mean I have no interest in karma phala. Therefore, if you are not interested in karma phala, you need not work. Then you are nirvinna. Then you are fit for jnana. Not you are fit for jnana as certified by somebody. You yourself can feel inside the calmness of the mind, the subtlety of the intellect, the single pointed at while listening or while studying, or the depth while contemplating on the truth. You can very clearly experience. That leads us to the ultimate recognition of the ultimate truth. This is the first line. Tavat karmani kurvita na nirvidyeta yavata. And do the karma only to get nirveda, then it is karma yoga. Don't do the karma for any of the karma phala. If you do it, you are never in the spiritual mark. Karma phala tyaga hi. That's what Gita 12th chapter. Karma phala tyaga, tyaga shantanantram. He says karma phala tyaga tata kuruyata atmavan. First sadhana is karma phala tyaga. Yaad rakh lo. आई एम गिविंग यू हिंट टुडे, 2 3 hints, ऑलरेडी 2 वी सेड. इंट्रोडक्शन में 2 बातें बताई, बीच में 2 बातें हो गए. नाउ द फिफ्थ पॉइंट, स्पिरिचुअल साधना स्टार्ट्स फ्रॉम कर्म फल त्याग. In between, the karma samskaras, vasanas removed. Ultimate stage, there is no obstruction in the heart for meditation to recognize the absolute truth. Truth realization, self realization, experience the Paramatma is the ultimate goal. That's what in the morning class. Buddhva animittatam satyam hetum punah anapnuvan vita tata vita shokah abhayah, then abhayam padam ashnute. See, vita shokah tata akamaha abhayam padam ashnute. This is the shloka number 78. Buddhva animittatam satyam hetu punah anapnuvan, then vita shokah tata abhayam vita shoka tata akamaha abhayam padam ashnute. Then the next shloka came 79. Abhutya viniveshadhi. What a beautiful there. Compare isko usko karke. Now I can talk the Bhagavata literal meaning बताकर, three paths भगवान gave कर्म योग भक्ति योग ज्ञान yoga. He said for perform karma yoga till you become nirvinna and fit for jnana, do it, हो गया. Now other option is what? Do the karma yoga till you get interest in the Bhagavan's katha. That also bhakti marga, through that he reaches God. ऐसा करके I can go, but उसमें मजा नहीं है. It's only like reading the heading, not seeing the content. He's reading the menu card, but not ordering and eating. And to make us understand those deep things, only Bhagavan Krishna gave these directions. Now, here he says something without saying, which we have to catch is what? If for Nirveda you are not doing karma, then you will be caught up always in Maya. You will never be available truth. Truth is never available for you. You will be so far that you can't get even my help also. समुद्र में बीच में है. No, neither steamer boat can go to help him, nor helicopter can go to help him. Nobody will, because इतना deep में है वो पागल. In the same way, we are in the deep samsara. The Lord is giving hand, Guru is giving hand. You are so far away that you can't reach. थोड़ा आ जाओ इस तरफ. Means what? The Maya, which is endless, you will be caught up in that. Don't ask me later on. That's how you see the people world. The crores and crores of people like the crows only. Not that we are greater than them. I'm just telling to learn from observation how they are only in Arthakama, Arthakama, Arthakama. Other than that, there's no moksha purushartha at all. There's no moksha purushartha. For us also, throughout the day, Arthakama, Arthakama. You see your own people around you, your own friends, relatives. We were also like that. Still, we are like that. There's no end to that. Okay, so tavat karmani kurvita nirveda yavata. One thing is that. Second is again another option. Tavat karmani kurvita mat katavadava shraddha yavat na jayate. Other option is till your shraddha is born for mat katha. Therefore, katha, doing karma yoga can have another option of doing another option of leading us to mat katha when karma is karma yoga. Now, the best example of this is so many hundreds are there. We can give the example of Sri Naradji in his earlier life. Along with his mother, father was not there. They were serving the Rishi Muni in that Chaturmasa Diksha. You remember that? Bhagavat Purana Mahatmyam. No, he was doing so much karma, seva, as told by the mother. While doing so itself, in him, one side Nirveda came, another side Kathame Shraddha came. Seeing this, those rishis, munis, by the time the end of Chaturmasa, they gave him both upasana ke liye bhi upadesha, vicharana ke liye bhi upadesh. Naraji did both of that. Bhagavan gave him both darshanam and tattvajnanam, but said, not in this life, next life, as you are born as Brahma Manasa Putra. Right from beginning, you are a jnani, you are a bhakta. As a bhakta, he made so many bhaktas, and as a jnani, he wrote that the greatest of the book on sannyasa and Vedanta is written by Narada only. Narada Parivrajaka Upanishad, it is called. We know only Narada as bhakta. No, the Upanishad which is given to the Shishya on the day of sannyasa by the Guru is Narada Parivrajaka Upanishad only. In that Narada, Shishya learned from Brahmadeva and himself teaches to his subsequent disciples about how a parivrat should be there living to reach to Parabrahma Tattva. So that Narada is being example, Tavat Karmani Kurvita Nirvidyeta and also Matkathadava Shravan Yat Shraddha Yavat Najayate. Now, a hint. What Bhagavan said is this: do karma till you get Nirveda or till you get. What we have to add to that was if you do karma in the worldly people's company, will you ever have the Nirveda? Will you ever have the Matkata Shravana Bhakti? Shraddha nahi hoga. Instead of that, you will get more and bhoga desire only. That is why, anyway, when you are doing karma, do it in the company of those saints and sages, either who are in Jnana Marga or in the Bhakti Marga. दोनों है तो बढ़िया है. So while doing seva there, your karma is exhausting, your rajoguna is going away, and being in the company of them slowly, steadily, one side Nirveda, one side Matkatha Shravana, interest will grow. Now the best example for this is you are the people who are sitting in front of me. You served Gurudev who taught us Jnanam mainly and also Bhakti for so many years. Some of you that slowly, don't you see, both the Nirveda, Katha Shravana Shraddha are coming. That's why morning meditation class you are listening Upanishad and evening Kathas you are listening so attentively. You are the example. We are the example for what Krishna says. But we are slowly getting Shraddha in a Bhakti and Jnana, but not the total Jnanam till it reaches us to meditation, total Bhakti till it reaches us to surrender. Let us continue. Now, another thing what we have to add is once either Nirveda and fitness for Jnana or the Matkata Shraddha comes, don't go back into again old karma. Don't seek karma fields then. If at all some obligation duties are there, you do. Other than that, don't initiate. For two reasons that you have already seen the limitation of karma. Second is what? In front of your eyes, when the ultimate goal is there through bhakti and jnanam, how can you go back? Generally, a matured person doesn't go, but we have to be matured consciously not to go. In the beginning days, we'll ask the Guru. Later on, we have to be matured. Should I enter into that karma or not? How much compulsory it is? Is it helping me in sadhana or trouble? Most of the things later on you discover the karmas are binding only. I tell you at the highest level of nirvana, even cooking the food and eating food also, if time waste karma pata chalkar, kahin bhik मांग के थोड़ा खा के remaining time he is in meditation. He is called a bhikshu or sannyas. That karma also he doesn't do. That's why he takes sannyas. Then the other side, Paramatma gave the duty to Grahasthadi to take care of such sannyasis by giving food. Don't give when sannyasi asks, Amma, मेरा birthday आज cake देना or any भिक्षु comes and says, मेरे को टीवी दे दो. No, no, no. जीने के लिए खाने का ही भिक्षा मांगने का हक सन्यासी को है. That's the duty of Grahastha. That's how the setup the Lord made. Here he said, go and ask bhiksha, don't waste time, you're in karma. There to Grahastha he said, when sannyasi comes, give bhiksha. Sannyas is surviving to do sadhana. The grahastha by giving viksha is earning the punya. He is getting detached from his own ego selfishness. Is it not? See the connection, how beautifully Bhagavan made setup. In this way, if you connect all, Hinduism, Sanatana Dharma, our Shastras are so vast, infinite, so beautifully well knit, all aspects of sadhanas to reach us to the ultimate truth. It's only our lack of ability to understand the glory of it. We are not so subtle or great enough. Otherwise, the jnanam given in us, our Shastra is so pakka. It's not given by an ordinary person of physics, chemistry, literate. Yeah, great avatars of Veda Vyasas, the great enlightened people of Sukadevas, they are the ones who gave. The Krishna, the Ram, ये सब परब्रह्म स्वरूप ज्ञान तो अवतार रूप है बाबा, उन्होंने दिया ये. It cannot be ordinary persons given a intellectual knowledge is highest. Like when you study Upanishad, now you see what's the level of Karikakara and how much Shankara is struggling to explain the Karikas to us. Adi Shankara Bhagavan through Bhashya. Then what should be the level of and Karikakara Gaudapada is said to be the direct disciple of Shukadev in one of the verse, one of the versions. Then how was great is Shukadevji? Who is the guru of the Gaudapada Acharya? And Veda Vyasa is father and guru of Shukadeva Bhagavan. How much? Then Vyasa is one avatar of Narayana. Dekho. This I am telling just to intensify our faith in this mark. So this shloka is clear. Tavat karmani kurvita nanirvedat yavata or athava matkata dava shraddha yavanna jayate. Matkata shravanadava. Here shravanadava means Shravanam, Kirtanam, all those things. Earlier what I said? Yadruchya Matkata Adau. In the 8th shloka, Matkatha Adau means Mat related all. So Matkatha, Mat Guna, Mat Rupa, Mat Nama, Mat Dhama, Mat Swarupa. That is the meaning of Adau there. Here Adau means what? Matkatha Shravana Adau. Matkatha Shravana, Matkatha Kirtana, Matkatha Smarana, Matkatha Pracharana. So here the actual sadhana through Karmendra Bhakti Jnana. There the varieties given. Adau का थोड़ा मैं difference उधर क्या है बताया. So Matkatha Shravana Adau. श्रवण करना मनन करना श्रवणम कीर्तन विष्णु स्मरणम भाव सेवन अर्चनम ऑल दैट इसमें श्रद्धा यावत न जायते. सो इन दिस सटनली भगवान इज एडिंग ए इंग्रेडिएंट कि निष्कामता से कर्मयोग भावना से तुम कर्म करोगे तो डेफिनेटली स्टेट ऑफ मेच्योरिटी कम्स वेयर आइदर यू स्टार्ट getting interest in listening to Bhagavan Katha, or you may be getting interested in the Viveka Vaira, in the Shravana Manana Nididhyasana, in the Jnana Marga. That facility will be there. In the scheme of evolution of the sadhakas through Karma Yoga, when he is purifying his Antakarana, when the Antakarana is purified because of Karma Yoga, there is no vasanas, there is no desire, what the mind and intellect should do then? That great capable mind intellect. Either it will go into inquiry, the intellect dominates there, the mind supports with devotion to Guru and Shastra, or the mind dominates where you go through intellect, a devotional marga, where the intellect supports with the knowledge. Inherently, that scheme is kept, therefore you do not worry. That will I really become bhakta or jignaso? Karma yog karo ho jayega. That's why dharmate virati and all that. हो जाएगा बस कर्म योग करो क्योंकि कर्म योग करते करते अंतकरण शुद्ध होने का अब मैं क्या करूं या आइदर दिस क्वेश्चन विल कम देन क्या पाना है देन विल बी टोल्ड भगवान को पाना है साधना करना है हार्ट द साधना भक्ति and ज्ञान because of the obstacles of antakarana ashuddhi are not there he will do it do effortlessly do enjoyingly. If Antakarana Shuddhi is not there, the worldliness will not go away. There we struggle, we do sin, we enter into Narakadi. Same time, no interest will come for Bhakti Jnana. Even if Jabardasti you enter into them, it's only frustrating. You can't move a step ahead also. Why I am saying all that is the necessity of doing karma and karma yoga and finding the required Antakarana Shuddhi, that leading to the Nirveda for Jnanamarga or Matkatha Shravanadava Shraddha. And once these two happen, even little of it, just like seed, you see, the moment you give it an opportunity of putting in the land under the in the mitti and give little water, suddenly the dormant power in it from such a long time, maybe sometimes 10 saal bhi hai, it slowly brings out and sprouts out. See that? Same way, the moment the Mauka Avakasha for Jnana or Bhakti given to us, in our own interest and with our own Purushartha, we have to slowly develop it. This is what is said in Katha Upanishad, Garbhaiva Subhruto Garbhinimihi, Dive Diva Idyo Jakurvadbihi, Havishmadbir Manushebir Agnihi. I thought we studied all that in Katha Upanishad. Like once that girl or woman knows that she conceived, how she become conscious till the delivery about the child in the stomach. Is it not? So too once we are put in this path, we have to protect our Shraddha in the goal and means and Guru till we realize the Paramatma. Don't allow it to go away. And she not only protects child, she takes every care for the child's health. Even nowadays, itna technology hai. Every month they go to doctor, every week and TK. They see to it that everything goes on smoothly. So to a साधक also सब ठीक ठाक इंश्योर करते हुए सिद्धि मिलने तक अबॉर्ट नहीं होने देना अपना फीटस ऑफ भक्ति और ज्ञान. Clear? Unfortunately, in spiritual sadhana, there is no surrogating all those things that somebody will deliver for you. No test tube children possible. It is you only have to conceive, you only have to carry, you only have to deliver yourself out of samsara into liberation. लेकिन ये सब स्पिरिचुअलिटी में काम नहीं करते कि और किसी ने ध्यान किया और मेरे को मुक्ति हो गई, ऐसा नहीं होता. इंटरेस्टिंग. Some other things may come, like the other upasana, phala, etc. It comes given. But moksha somebody cannot give us. It is we only. There is no alternative. Mm. Like my hunger, I eat food and get ready. Nobody can eat for me. My disease, I have to take medicine. Is it not? My tiredness, I get rest and come out of time. ऐसे ही मेरा बंधन मुझे ही साधना करके मेरे मुक्ति को मुझे पाना है. इसमें नो अल्टरनेटिव. कीप इट इन माइंड. Now comes the equally beautiful next sloka. Swadharmastho yajanyagnaih anasih kama uddhava nayati swarganarakau yadyanyanna samacharet. I tell you the kindness of Bhagavan and completeness in his instruction is so beautiful here. He just उद्धव जी को और हम सबको अपने बगल में बिठाकर मेरे प्यारे नन्हे पुत्र like that just loving us, he is teaching us. Now listen carefully because it's important, not very difficult, important. First word is Svadharmastaha. Second is Yajan Yagnaihi. Third Anashi Kama. Okay, when you do like this, Uddhava, Nayati Swarga Narakau. You will not go to Naraka and Swarga. And along with doing Swadharmasta Yajna Nija Anashi, one more thing is Yadi Anyat Na Samacharet. So, without doing this fourth one, when one is doing the three, without doing the fourth one, when he does the three, he will neither go to Swarga nor go to Naraka. Then what will he do? He will go to the Guru for Bhakti or Jnana and get realized. So this is how you have to live life to get rid of doing the karma for karma phala of Swarga Naraka. So ऐसा बंदा ध्यान से सुनना, मनुष्य जीवन से ही मुक्ति के लिए लायक होएगा. नरक और स्वर्ग का भागी नहीं बनेगा. If he is not living like that, he will go to Naraka, suffer. But once it is dead, again he comes to human life. What he does after that, it depends again in his own hands. After that, where will he go? Again, it is in his hands. Or if he does punya, he goes to Swarga. Khatam, he will come back. Same again, it will continue. But this is the technique I am prescribing you, having done which you are not anymore in the earlier lives of transmigrations of human, Naraka, again human, doing punya, going to sarga and human, in this way or any animal yonis, ये सब छूट जाएगा तुम्हारा. As I was telling you, the rare marga of liberation through bhakti or jnana, you become qualified for that. When you live like these three and remove the fourth. What are the three to be done? What is the fourth to be avoided? Let us clearly understand. To be done, first, swadharmastaha. In our dharma, whatever the duties we have to do, just to do it. Only for one reason, because it is dharma. If it is not adharma, it's adharma, it is not done. Though it is dharma, done because it is dharma. मैं कर रहा हूँ ड्यूटी, क्यों मेरे को ड्यूटी करना है? क्योंकि जो करने का होता है उसको ड्यूटी कहते हैं. Are you understanding the definition? That which is ought to be done is called as duty. Like I have to wash my teeth. It's not a big job that I get a Nobel Prize. It is a duty. Otherwise मुंह खराब हो जाएगा, जो भी खाओगे अंदर इन्फेक्शन हो जाएगा. You will die. I take bath, duty. Then I love my parents or family, duty. Because they have to love me, take care. I do my job, I get salary, duty. स्वधर्मस्थः मीन्स व्हाट? धर्म को नहीं जोड़ना, धर्म करना, धर्म धर्म के लिए करना. Not having even a little chance given to the mind to think about any profit. Profit is kamana. Kamana is profit. Salary is different. When I do the job, the salary comes. That I use for my survival. Extra money, you give it dhanam. That type of life is like this, which is impractical nowadays. कि उस दिन उस नौकरी की, शाम को पैसे आ गए, उससे पेट भरने का खाया, बाकी पैसे किसी को दे दिया या खाना खा के कुत्ते को खिलाया. हाथ साफ कुछ नहीं है. अगले दिन फिर करेगा काम, जो मिलेगा खाएगा, बच्चा तो दे देगा. नो इमेजिन दैट पर्सन हैज ही गॉट एनी बैलेंस टू बी वरीड अबाउट. And that's why I say in an apathetic example, that is the meaning of sadharmastha. If we don't do the swadharma, then that is also sin of omission. And what is sadharma? Varnashrama dharma already told. So वर्णाश्रम धर्म नहीं करो तो पाप लगेगा. करोगे फिर उससे कुछ लाभ अपेक्षा करोगे, संसारी बनोगे. देन करो धर्म धर्म के लिए. No, this is such a secret which we never understand, but in that only freedom from all dukkha is there. Like as a parent, you take care of children, your dharma. अब वो इम्प्रूव हो रहा है, बहुत पढ़ाई कर रहा है. All these are attachments. He's getting good job, or he's listening to you, or he's taking care of you. These are all desires and attachments. Desire in you, attachment to that fellow. That troubles you. What you took care of him, it never troubles you because you do it as duty. But along with duty, when you add the additional thing called as expectation, you are becoming a desire person and you are caught up in that. There's no logic for even having desire. Like yesterday, we were discussing. Some child is put in a play school. And we were discussing, चलो इसका 5वां 6ठा क्लास आ जाए, then we will see what is his nature, then we can think about उसको डॉक्टर बनाए, लायर बनाए. Then I said, well, उस समय वो क्या होगा, we should not think now because our mind gets conditioned. An intelligent parent, who is he? He says after 10, बेटा, these are options. तुम क्या करना चाहते हो? पापा मुझको ये करना है बेटा. Okay, I'll encourage you. He does it, but he failed it. पापा मैं फेल हो गया, बट और क्या करना चाहते हो बेटा? ये वाला. चलो बेटा ट्राई करो, मैं हेल्प करता हूँ. बेटा मेरे ख्याल में तुम्हारे नेचर के लिए बेटर होगा. That much he does advise. Neither he gets caught up in the child, nor makes the child get caught up. In this, what's happening to child? He is understanding his nature. He is getting guidance from father. He is taking right decisions. He is evolving. In the bargain, father is not caught up or the parents are not caught up. When will they get caught up? मैं इसको lawyer बनने को बोला, डॉक्टर बना. अरे तुम वो मरने वाले हो, उसको क्या बनने भाई? How can you decide? Actually, spiritually seen, he is a jiva who came through you. You can't have any command on him. Even Bhagavan doesn't compel him. How can you compel just because you are son? Your father is your son. Bhagavan also gives his facilities according to his natures to work out. Did Bhagavan compel any jiva? Everybody is jiva. Then how can you compel? No, he's my son. So what? Did you listen what your father told? No, he only came as your son. To take revenge. नो, these are all look to be simple guns, लेकिन इसमें ही सारा मसाला भरा हुआ है. आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट स्वधर्मस्थ. स्वधर्म मीन्स दैट विच वी हैव टू डू, दैट्स व्हाई कॉल्ड धर्म. जो करना चाहिए उसको धर्म कहते हैं. और अपेक्षा नहीं करना फल उसके लिए. द मोमेंट एनी एक्सपेक्टेशन you do expectation of the bhautika vastus only, therefore world becomes real. And those bhautika vastus you enjoy through dehendra mana buddhi, therefore our tadatmya with dehendra mana buddhi is maintained. Then we continue as a jiva, we will never be available for that which is beyond. To go to beyond, you have to cross it. No, you are not crossing, you are this side only. देखो, स्वधर्मस्थ इज अंडरस्टूड. स्वधर्म ज्ञान नहीं करो तो प्रॉब्लम, कर कर कुछ एक्सपेक्ट करो तो भी प्रॉब्लम. तो करो. That subtlety in that you should know and do the practice of it and get established in it. Like my job, it's my dharma to take class for you because you're attending. Beyond that, how much you study, how much you understand, I have goodwill for you, I pray for you, I am a guide helper. But beyond that, I have no command. So I don't have expectation, then I am not a samsari. At the same time, I am doing this job, my dharma is done. एट ए हायर लेवल ऑफ कन्विक्शन, इवन इस धर्म को छोड़ना है मुझे पता है. सर्वधर्मान् परित्यज्य. स्वामी ये आपका कहाँ का धर्म है, आप ही जबरदस्ती सिखा रहे हो. Some of you can have a question. Now you will not raise it because you love me. When you fight with me, then you will raise only these things later on. You will never think about what knowledge is given from here. You only question those things. जैसे घर में हो ना, जब से प्यार से रहते हैं जब तक, जो अच्छा किया है वो सब याद करते हैं. थोड़ा नफरत हो गया, जो भी बुरा किया याद आता है. By the way, I'm telling how the mind works. Anyway, that's not our topic. We're not psychologists here. We are physical, spiritual persons. So, Sadharmastha. Okay? Second, no, you can't do dharma 24 hours. हो जाता है ना कर्म तो. All the time नहीं होगा. Then what is to be done in the spare time? Second sadhana, yajan yagnaihi. What is yajna yajana? In this, the spiritual language mein, doing the yajna and upasana which are in the interest of totality. Okay? In the worldly language mein, yajna yajna means doing some or the other social service oriented activities. That's called yajna. Spare time hai. Somebody needs help, you are doing. That also again without kamana. Yajan yajna. Clear? Yajna. And then here yajna means both yajnas which are there in chapter 4 of Gita. I can't talk every detail about it. Among those 12, 13 yajnas are two categories. One is dravya yajna, second is jnana yajna. So after you finish your swadharma, the remaining time you should involve in dravya yajna or jnana yajna. And every yajna is endowed with some or the other form of the Lord, and in and through the yajna, the formless Parabrahma already is there, said in Gita. Sarvagatam Brahma Nityam Yajna Pratishtita. You know that now? You have studied Gita and all that. यज्ञ एंड उपासना इसलिए क्योंकि उसमें लक्ष्य रूपी भगवान का स्मरण किया जाता है. In the social work, the world is real, people are real, that thought develops. But in the yajna upasana, you will be in touch with Paramatma all the time. Therefore, I recommend the literal meaning of yajna here is really the yajnas and upasanas. Not the modern definition of yajna where you are serving the society. That's good. But that is after doing these yajnas. Because social service कर तो रहे हो लेकिन किसके लिए है? वो कौन है? साधक है क्या? महात्मा लोग है क्या? You waste your time and energy for them. That I will not tell. Serving some people for some time is okay. Somebody is in the need. But that's the endless thing. It goes on. तो आपको तत्व जानना है. Somewhere you have to stop it. That's why सर्वधर्मान परित्यज्य. Otherwise you will never. And as I told you, at higher level, every definition becomes ulta. You know how? That I want to give food to everyone, Swamiji, means for your sake, everybody should become beggar. No, I want to serve all the patients. I want to be a doctor, means you want everybody to be patient. इससे बड़ा मूर्खता कुछ नहीं है. That I want to continue a doctor and lawyer means what? You want to have the world of patients and criminals, crimes. That is the obvious meaning of it. Otherwise, where will you have a job as doctor and lawyer? So by being a doctor and lawyer, you are unnecessarily creating patients and criminals. No, at the higher level, वो idea आ जाता है. You know, I tell you, remove all the doctors of the world, every patient himself becomes doctor. Because there's nobody. Doctors are creating. It is the highest thought, not the lower level. Don't catch my tongue and then pull me onto the screen and debate. Doctor or Bhagavan's Rupa only. Vaidyo Narayano Hari Bheshajam Bhishak Bhagavan told all parts of medicine is me. I myself am the doctor in Vishnu Sahasranama. All that is true. That is practically in the Vyavahara, that is true. I am telling when we have to reach the level of Sarva Dharma and Pariteja, how we have to change the definition. A guru cannot have the ashramas run. Means what? He wants disciples who are ignorant still. देन ओनली यू वांट टू बी अ गुरु यू विल जस्टिफाई नो नो ऐसा नहीं है मैं थोड़ी मांग रहा हूँ लोग इग्नोरेंट होके ऑलरेडी जो इग्नोरेंट है उनको मैं गाइड कर रहा हूँ no 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 I am never meaning that they should be patients but I want to serve those who are patients so these are all in between justification अब उसका कोई मजा नहीं है that way the discussion ends no are you understanding what is the definition changes of definition happen this all we are doing is saying this after swadharmastha then yajan yagnaihi दो हो गए third one is anashi kama which already said not even an iota of kamana for anything you should entertain of this world or any world these three have to be done what is to be avoided yadi anyat na samacharet anyat means kamya karma nishiddha karma na samacharet when they are totally given up when these four conditions are fulfilled, then Nayati Swarga Narakau. He will no more go to Swarga and Naraka. Then where will he go? He becomes qualified for Bhakti and Jnana. That is what is the next loka. So Nayati Swarga Narakau Kutra Gachati Asmin Loke Vartamanaha Swadharmastaha Anagaha Shuchihi Jnanam Vishuddhamapnoti Mad Bhakti Va Yadruchaya. Either will become fit for Jnana and gets it or become fit for Bhakti and gets it. This is how the sadhana should be done, having clearly understood. There should be no ambiguity in understanding. There is no confusion in practicing. There is no half-heartedness while doing. When we fully, wholeheartedly, with full understanding, when we do, it will be like when the floodlights are very good, eyes are very clear, how we can see the road. Such a surprising thing that the floodlights are kept in that light for 4-5 hours. The footballs and crickets they are playing. क्योंकि लाइट उतना पक्का है कि उसको बॉल दिखेगा मारेगा बॉल दिखेगा फील्ड करेगा बॉल बॉलिंग करेगा you understand when the lights are pakka even cricket can be played at the night in the same way when the understanding is pakka and sadhana is pakka you can see the result through bhakti and jnana of moksha that will come in the next lokas. Then he says, this is possible only as a human being. Therefore, the people of Naraka, people of Swarga also desire there. तड़प तड़प कर पूछते हैं कि please take us to मनुष्य लोका. Please take us to मनुष्य लोक. Like many NRIs. Many of them feel come back to India, come back. कुछ green card लेके मेरे पैसे आ रहे हैं, बहुत आ रहे हैं, they settle out. They are misguided. Some people India ऐसा खराब है, बुरा है. That's so they get that feeling. But otherwise, मातृभूमि greatest. The spirituality which is there in the wind, कहाँ है और जगह पे? So most of them want to come. But some of them sneak है. अब इंडिया में रहने का किस्मत नहीं है. Now don't take again it is literally and fight with me. In the same way, people did punya to go to Swarga. But having gone there, they say, अरे यार human life से हमको मोक्ष पा सकते हैं तो निरंतर डर है इधर डर not of not getting facility डर of finishing of the punya and you'll be thrown to the bhuloka. I told you the other day, two scavengers talking to each other. यार तुम कहाँ से है मैं स्वर्ग से आया अरे तुम मैं भी क्या करते थे तुम मैं इंद्र था तुम मैं भी इंद्र था पुण्य खत्म हो गया, Indra will become idhar. You understand? This is nobody tells us. Do punya, go to swarga. This is told. But once the punya is over, you will come back to square one. Nobody is telling, or we should use intellect to understand. It's not permanent. Punya is not permanent, no, not infinite. Then how can you be permanently, infinitely there? No, after that, where will you come? Come back to earth only with zero balance again. You have to scratch se फिर से करना पड़ेगा. So that's why in Venkatesh Prabhadam also, people who are going into Swarga, from there they look at Swami Tirupati Balaji and they say, unnecessarily we did punya and going to Swarga. It would have been better as a human on the earth to be at the feet of Tirupati Balaji and have devotion to him. मर्त्या मनुष्यभुवने मतिमाश्रयन्ति स्वर्गापवर्ग पदवीं परमां श्रयन्तः श्री वेंकटाचलपदे तव सुप्रभातम. You remember that shloka? तद्गोपुराग्रशिखराणि निरीक्षमाणाः स्वर्गापवर्गपदवीं परमां श्रयन्तः मर्त्या मनुष्यभुवने मतिमाश्रयन्ते श्रीवेङ्कटाचलपते तव सुप्रभातम्. When they are taken in the chariot to Swarga, they look at Bhagavan's mandir, they say, such a beautiful temple, it will not be there in Swarga. I am leaving it and going, hey, Bhagavan, I don't want to. But you have done punya, you have to be taken there. Rule is rule. तत्पाद धूलि भरित स्फुरितोत्तमांगा दोनों बताते हैं. So one people, those who are enjoying the dust of the Lord's feet on their head, they don't even desire Swarga. Those who desire Swarga and going, when they look at, they say, what mistake we have done? Like Yamadharmaraj says in Kathopada, I did unnecessarily this Nachiketa Yajna and I become Yamaraj. I thought it will be such a power that everybody will afraid of me. I didn't understand the other side of it. Not only everybody is afraid of me, nobody likes me. Nobody wants to invite me. And by mistake, first time a fellow like you came to me, I'm so overwhelmed. I'll give you 3 boons, 4 boons, 4, 5. He went on giving boons only to, like, no guest comes to you. Suddenly one day one fellow, how much hospitality you do? That was Yamaraj's case. But he got that Yamapadavi because he desired. He says, I didn't know. You are better than me in that way. You are rejecting all that. ततो मया नाचिकेतश्चितोग्निः अनित्यैः द्रव्यैः प्राप्तवान् अस्मि नित्यम्. With himself he compares Nachiketa and says, you are better than me. Says every guru should have a disciple like you. Twadrumno bhuyat Nachiketa prashta. I'm just telling, you will neither go to Swarga nor to Naraka. From here only direct to the Mukta Sthiti. Mukti is not anywhere. It is in my own experience of myself. Now, lot of things in this regard also to be developed slowly. I'll touch upon it tomorrow. Thank you. Om. Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate. पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ओम शांति. चलो वाल्मीकि रामायण आ जाओ.